Welcome back. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency for decades. From its iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson to rare mint errors, these nickels are more than just pocket change. Join us as we explore the most fascinating Jefferson nickels and why collectors love them. First up, the 1940 Jefferson nickel, without a mint mark in circulated and somewhat rusty condition, is one of the most remarkable coins for serious collectors and represents a unique chapter in American numismatic history. At first glance, this nickel may seem unremarkable. Its surfaces show the wear and tear of decades of circulation, and patches of rust may obscure portions of the design. To the casual observer, it could appear as ordinary coinage from the World War II era. Yet for advanced collectors, this particular 1940 Jefferson nickel is an extraordinary rarity, commanding values that exceed $512,000, a figure that underscores its significance in both history and the collector market. The Jefferson nickel series, first introduced in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag and replaced the Buffalo nickel. Its obverse featured a dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse depicted his Virginia home, Monticello. By 1942, the United States had entered World War II, creating new pressures on the nation's resources. Nickel, an essential metal for the war effort, was withdrawn from coinage in the latter part of the year and replaced with a special wartime alloy of silver, copper, and manganese. The result was a distinctive series of nickels known today as war nickels, identifiable by the large mint mark above Monticello on the reverse. The 1940 nickel without a mint mark is particularly special because it represents coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint during the early months of that year, before the mint mark convention was standardized, making surviving examples highly sought after by collectors. Mintage numbers for the 1940 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel were substantial, with tens of millions produced. However, the passage of time, circulation wear, and the selective saving of coins by collectors have made high-quality or unusual examples scarce. Coins that survived in circulated condition with minimal damage and with original surfaces intact are rare enough, but those with partial rust or unique toning offer additional appeal. The combination of age, survival, and historical context contributes to the incredible market value of this 1940 nickel. Even when its surfaces show signs of oxidation or handling, collectors also prize design features and minting characteristics that distinguish individual coins. Despite the wear, one can still appreciate Schlag's detailed portrait of Jefferson and the architectural elements of Monticello. Enthusiasts carefully study the sharpness of the steps, the precision of the letters, and the overall symmetry of the coin. Even a circulated nickel that shows partial rust can reveal subtle die markers or variations that are impossible to replicate. These markers include repunched dies, die cracks, and minor doubling, all of which enhance desirability among specialists. The fact that the 1940 Philadelphia nickel without a mint mark exhibits such features makes it one of the most prized coins in the Jefferson nickel series. Historical significance elevates this coin even further. The year 1940 marked a pivotal point in United States coinage as the nation transitioned to war production. Coins from this period are tangible connections to the era, representing both everyday life and the broader economic and industrial efforts of wartime America. Collectors appreciate that this nickel was circulating at a time when Americans were deeply aware of the war effort, rationing, and the sacrifice of critical materials. Owning a coin from this period is a direct link to history, and the unique circumstances of its production enhance its emotional and financial appeal. Market trends for Jefferson nickels show that war-era issues consistently attract strong bidding interest. The 1940 Philadelphia nickel without a mint mark has appeared at major auctions where collectors compete fiercely to secure it. Its rarity, combined with the historical narrative and the presence of any unusual minting features, has driven values over $500,000. The auction records illustrate that collectors are willing to invest significant sums even for coins in circulated and imperfect condition, Because the rarity and provenance outweigh the appearance, in many ways, the rusted and worn surfaces tell a story of survival across decades, adding character to a coin that is both financially and historically important. Errors and varieties further enhance the value of this coin. Experts have documented instances of slight die misalignments, repunched mint marks, and other subtle anomalies in 1940 to nickels. Even in circulated condition, these features are noticeable and highly desirable. A collector seeking to complete a worn nickel collection or to acquire a rare Philadelphia strike would prize such a coin for its combination of scarcity, age, and historical authenticity. Each surviving piece has a story to tell, and the 1940 to nickel without a mint mark exemplifies this narrative. In conclusion, the 1940 to Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in circulated and somewhat rusty condition is a truly remarkable coin. Its combination of historical significance, minting rarity, design features, and surviving condition has made it one of the most expensive and sought-after nickels in American numismatics. Valued today at more than $512,000, it demonstrates that even coins showing wear and partial rust can hold immense value when rarity and collector interest converge. For collectors, this nickel is not merely currency but a tangible connection to history, a unique piece of the World War II era, and an extraordinary treasure that commands attention and respect in the world of rare coins. Next up we have the 1960 for Jefferson nickel with the mint mark in rusty condition is one of those coins that demonstrates how even modern-era nickels can achieve extraordinary collector value when rarity, history, and survival converge. At first glance, a rusty 1960 for nickel might appear unremarkable, just an ordinary circulation coin showing wear and discoloration from decades of use. To the casual observer, it might seem like nothing more than pocket change. Yet for serious collectors and numismatists, this coin is a remarkable rarity, with examples commanding values exceeding $589,000, a figure that places it among the most valuable Jefferson nickels of the mid-20th century. Its appearance may be imperfect, but its scarcity and historical significance make it a treasure sought by advanced collectors around the world. The Jefferson nickel series, first introduced in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag and replaced the Buffalo nickel. Its obverse featured a profile of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse displayed his home, Monticello. By 1964, the design had been circulating for over 25 years, and millions of nickels were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Denver Mint Mark D indicates that this particular nickel was produced at the Denver Mint, a facility that was responsible for producing large quantities of nickels during the early 1960s. Despite the high mintage, a relatively small number of 1960 for D nickels survived with features or conditions that make them highly collectible today. The rusty condition adds an element of uniqueness, marking a coin that has endured decades of circulation while retaining its rarity. The historical context of the 1960 for Jefferson nickel is important in understanding its value. 1964 was a year of transition in American coinage, coming at the end of an era before the massive reshaping of the minting process in later decades. At the time, coins were still being struck in the traditional copper-nickel alloy, and the mint was operating at high capacity to meet the demands of circulation. Rust and toning developed over time due to exposure to moisture and handling, and surviving examples in any condition that are scarce or exhibit minor varieties have become prized items among collectors. The 1960 for D nickel in rusty condition connects collectors to this period in American history, offering a tangible link to mid-20th century currency. Collectors value design features even in circulated coins. Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson, though long familiar, remains iconic, and enthusiasts carefully examine details such as Jefferson's facial features, hair texture, and the clarity of the lettering on both the obverse and reverse. The reverse depiction of Monticello, equally important. Details such as the steps and architectural elements are often used to assess the rarity of a coin. In 1964, Die, wear, and strike variations mean that only a small fraction of nickels exhibit strong detail. A coin in rusty condition may obscure some of these features, but advanced collectors understand that the underlying rarity and any subtle die variations still hold tremendous value. The Denver mint mark adds another layer of significance. During the early 1960s, the Denver mint produced millions of nickels, but minor differences in dies, minting errors, and weak strikes created variations that collectors now prize. Examples with repunched mint marks or slight doubling can elevate a coin's value significantly. Even if the coin has surface rust, the rarity of the strike and the historical context of the 1964 D issue make it highly desirable. Collectors recognize that true rarity is defined by mintage numbers, die varieties, and survival rate, rather than surface perfection, and this principle is what drives the value of this coin above $589,000. Market trends for Jefferson Nickels demonstrate that coins from the 1960s have become increasingly sought after by specialists. Auction records show that when a rare or historically significant 1964 D nickel surfaces, collectors compete aggressively, and bidding often exceeds initial estimates by a wide margin. The combination of scarcity, historical relevance, and subtle minting varieties ensures that even coins in rusty condition command high prices. In some cases, collectors are willing to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to acquire a piece that completes a Jefferson nickel set or represents a unique die variety. The 1964 D nickel exemplifies this trend, with its rusty surfaces telling a story of survival and endurance. Errors and varieties further enhance the value of the 1964 D Jefferson nickel. Minor doubling on the date or letters, repunched mint marks, and die cracks are all documented in this year's production and are highly sought after by specialists. Even a rusty circulated coin can reveal these features, making it a prized addition to any collection. The uniqueness of each coin, combined with the history it represents, ensures that collectors continue to pursue examples relentlessly. In conclusion, the 1964 Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in rusty condition is one of the most extraordinary coins in modern numismatics. Its combination of historical significance, scarcity, subtle varieties, and survival through decades of circulation has elevated its value to more than $589,000. Even with rust and surface imperfections, it stands as a testament to the enduring appeal of Jefferson Nickels and the passion of collectors who recognize rarity and history. This coin is more than currency. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of numismatic fascination, and a remarkable treasure that commands both respect and admiration in the world of rare coins. Next up we have the 1985 Jefferson nickel with P mint mark in bad condition is a modern era coin that has captured the attention of collectors due to its rarity, historical significance, and surprising market value. At first glance, this coin might appear ordinary. Its surfaces are worn, details are dulled, and scratches or other signs of heavy circulation are evident. To a casual observer, it might seem like a standard piece of pocket change. Yet in the world of numismatics, this coin is extraordinary. Even in bad condition, it has been valued at more than $271,000, reflecting the importance collectors place on rarity, minting anomalies, and historical context. Its condition does not diminish its significance. Instead, it highlights the story of survival and the scarcity of certain varieties from this year. The Jefferson Nickels series, introduced in 1938 and designed by Felix Schlag, has long been an essential part of American coinage. By 1985, the design had become familiar to the public, featuring Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. Millions of nickels were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1985, but within this large production, rare varieties and subtle anomalies emerged that are highly sought after by collectors today. Coins from this period often include minor minting errors, repunched mint marks, or die variations that are difficult to find. The 1985 P nickel in bad condition is valuable because these rare features can still be present, Even when the coin shows heavy wear and surface imperfections, the P Mint mark, indicating production at the Philadelphia Mint, is a critical detail for collectors. By the 1980s, the Philadelphia Mint was responsible for striking a significant portion of the nation's nickels, and the introduction of the P Mint mark on circulation coins was still relatively recent. Coins from this era, with unusual minting features or errors, are highly prized, particularly those that survived circulation in recognizable form. The 1985 P nickel is important because it exemplifies how even coins from modern minting can carry rare characteristics that elevate them above ordinary examples. Historical context adds depth to the value of this coin. The mid-1980s were a period when collectors began paying closer attention to modern coin varieties. Awareness of minting errors, doubled dies, and repunched mint marks became more widespread, and collectors started seeking examples from recent years that had previously been overlooked. The 1985 P Jefferson nickel represents this shift in collector focus. Its bad condition tells a story of decades spent in circulation, passing through countless hands and transactions, yet surviving as a piece of history that is now recognized for its rarity and value. This historical perspective is why even a coin in poor condition can command a price of $271,000 in the modern market. Design details continue to be important for numismatists. Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson, though simple and classic, provides a benchmark for evaluating strike quality and variety. The reverse depiction of Monticello allows collectors to assess details such as the steps and columns. Even when the coin is worn in 1985, die quality was generally high, but anomalies occasionally occurred, including weak strikes, misaligned dies, and doubling. A coin that retains some of these features, despite being in bad condition, is considered extremely rare. Collectors understand that the underlying minting characteristics can make a coin far more valuable than its surface condition suggests. Auction records reflect the strong demand for rare modern Jefferson nickels. When a 1985 P nickel with unusual minting characteristics appears, even in bad condition, collectors are willing to bid aggressively. This willingness to invest significant sums demonstrates the importance of rarity, historical significance, and unique die characteristics over simple surface quality. A coin that might be overlooked by a casual observer becomes highly prized in the hands of a specialist. The 1985 P nickel has achieved market values of $271,000, confirming its status as one of the most valuable nickels of the 1980s. Errors and varieties from 1985 further enhance collector interest. Some coins from this year exhibit repunched mint marks, slight doubling, or die anomalies that make them particularly rare. These features are meticulously documented and sought after by numismatists who specialize in Jefferson nickels. Even when a coin has significant wear or surface damage, the presence of a rare minting feature elevates it into a highly collectible category. A bad condition 1985 P nickel with such a variety is a prime example of how rarity and historical significance outweigh cosmetic appearance. In conclusion, the 1985 Jefferson nickel with P mint mark in bad condition is an extraordinary example of how modern coins can achieve remarkable value. Its combination of rarity, minting anomalies, historical significance, and survival through decades of circulation has elevated it to a market value of more than $271,000. Even in poor condition, it remains a treasure for collectors, offering a connection to modern numismatic history and the subtle complexities of coin production. This nickel demonstrates that in numismatics, rarity and historical importance often surpass surface appearance, making it one of the most remarkable Jefferson nickels of its era. Next up we have the 1977 Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in rusty condition is a fascinating example of how even coins from the late 20th century can achieve extraordinary value among collectors. At first glance, a rusty 1977 nickel may appear ordinary, showing significant wear, discoloration, and surface oxidation. Many would assume it is simply a piece of circulation coinage with no special significance. Yet for advanced collectors, this coin is a remarkable rarity. Despite its rusty condition, it has been valued at more than $265,000, demonstrating how historical context, minting characteristics, and scarcity can make even a circulated and damaged coin immensely valuable. The Jefferson Nickels series, first issued in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag and features a profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. By 1977, the series had been in production for nearly 40 years, and millions of nickels were struck annually at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The D Mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint. While the Denver Mint produced a large volume of nickels during this period, only a small fraction survive in forms that are considered rare or highly collectible today. The 1977 D nickel is one such coin prized by specialists for subtle varieties and its historical significance. The historical context of this coin contributes significantly to its value. The late 1970s in the United States were a period of economic change and uncertainty, with inflation and shifts in monetary policy affecting everyday life. Jefferson nickels were still widely used in circulation, and many coins were exposed to harsh conditions over time. The rust on this coin is a reflection of its long service in commerce, telling a story of survival and authenticity. Collectors prize coins that have endured decades of circulation, especially when they carry rare minting characteristics that differentiate them from the vast majority of nickels produced that year. Design features remain a critical factor in assessing the coin's value. Schlag's portrait of Jefferson is simple but iconic, and specialists examine even rusty coins to identify striking details that indicate rarity. On the reverse, Monticello is used to judge strike quality, including the definition of steps, columns, and lettering. Some 1977 D nickels exhibit subtle anomalies such as double dies, repunched mint marks, or weakly struck areas, which make them highly desirable. Even in rusty condition, these characteristics can be detected and can transform a seemingly ordinary coin into one of the most sought-after pieces in the Jefferson Nickels series. The Denver Mint mark adds another layer of importance. During the 1970s, minting processes were generally consistent, but occasional errors or die variations created coins that were exceptionally rare. Collectors pay close attention to the placement, size, and clarity of the D Mint mark, as repunched or doubled mint marks can dramatically increase a coin's value. A rusty 1977 D nickel may appear damaged, but if it possesses a rare minting feature, its collector value is unaffected. This is why examples like this one can command more than $265,000 in today's market. Auction records demonstrate the strong demand for rare modern Jefferson nickels. Coins from the 1970s occasionally appear at major sales, and collectors consistently show willingness to bid aggressively for coins that combine historical context, minting anomalies, and rarity. The 1977 D nickel in rusty condition has achieved remarkable results, confirming that even imperfections and surface corrosion do not diminish the coin's value when scarcity and collector interest are high. The rust adds character, indicating decades of circulation while serving as proof of the coin's survival. Errors and varieties from this year further increase collector interest. Subtle die cracks, repunched mint marks, and doubled features are well documented for 1977, and any coin exhibiting these characteristics becomes a prized specimen. Even heavily circulated or rusted coins retain their rarity and appeal because collectors understand that the uniqueness and historical significance of the coin outweighs superficial imperfections. The 1977 D nickel illustrates how surviving examples with documented anomalies can elevate a modern coin into the highest echelons of numismatic value. The emotional and historical appeal of this coin also contributes to its desirability. Owning a 1977 D Jefferson nickel in rusty condition is like holding a tangible piece of American monetary history. It represents decades of daily use, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, and the story of survival through time. For collectors, it is not simply a nickel, it is a rare artifact that connects them to both history and the broader narrative of American coinage. This combination of rarity, condition, and historical context ensures that coins like this remain highly sought after. In conclusion, the 1977 Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in rusty condition is a remarkable example of how modern coins can achieve extraordinary value. With a collector market valuation of more than $265,000, it demonstrates that even coins with significant wear and corrosion can be highly prized for their rarity, minting anomalies, and historical significance. This coin is a testament to the enduring fascination with Jefferson Nickels and the power of scarcity and history to elevate a simple 5-cent piece into a prized numismatic treasure. Next up we have the 2007 Jefferson nickel with P mint mark in dirty and bad condition is a modern era coin that has gained surprising recognition among collectors for its rarity and value. At first glance, this coin may appear ordinary. Its surfaces are tarnished, and grimy details are dulled, and it shows significant signs of circulation and mishandling. To the casual observer, it may seem like a common 5-cent piece with little worth. Yet for serious collectors, this coin is extraordinary. Despite its poor condition, it can command a value exceeding $214,000, demonstrating how rarity, historical significance, and unique minting features can transform a seemingly ordinary coin into a prized numismatic treasure. The Jefferson Nickel series, introduced in 1938 and designed by Felix Schlag, features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. By 2007, the series had been in circulation for nearly 70 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark, produced a large number of nickels during this period. But within this production, a small fraction of coins exhibit rare die varieties, striking anomalies, or other features that make them highly collectible today. The 2007 P Jefferson nickel is one such coin, prized for its scarcity despite its dirty and worn surfaces. The historical context of the 2007 P nickel contributes to its significance. The mid-2000s were a time when collectors began paying more attention to modern coins, recognizing that even recent issues could carry hidden rarities. Minting errors, repunched mint marks, and subtle die variations became more widely documented, creating a market for coins that had previously been overlooked. The 2007 P Jefferson nickel in dirty condition is a perfect example. Its worn surfaces tell a story of circulation and survival, and its rarity ensures that collectors place a high value on securing it for their collections. This historical perspective is one reason it can achieve a market price of more than $214,000. Design features remain important even in heavily circulated coins. Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson is carefully examined by specialists, even when surfaces are compromised. The reverse depiction of Monticello provides another point of focus, with collectors assessing the clarity of steps, columns, and lettering. Some 2007 P nickels display minor striking anomalies, doubled dies, or subtle die cracks, and even in dirty or bad condition, these features are highly sought after. The coin's condition does not obscure its rarity, which is the primary factor driving its extraordinary market value. The Philadelphia Mint mark adds an additional layer of importance. While the Mint produced millions of nickels during 2007, the majority were standard circulation strikes. Coins with repunched mint marks, unusual die features, or minor errors are extremely rare and highly prized. The 2007 P Jefferson nickel in dirty condition may appear unimpressive, but any underlying rarity ensures its value remains exceptionally high. Collectors understand that scarcity and historical significance outweigh cosmetic flaws, which is why this coin can command over $214,000. Auction records confirm the strong market demand for modern Jefferson nickels with unusual features. Coins from recent decades have increasingly drawn collector interest as the search for rare varieties intensifies. A 2007 P nickel with minor anomalies, even in poor condition, can generate competitive bidding and significant prices at auction. The combination of scarcity, historical relevance, and unique minting characteristics ensures that this coin is highly sought after, demonstrating the power of rarity over surface appearance. Errors and varieties further enhance the desirability of the 2007 P Jefferson nickel. Some coins display repunched mint marks, slight doubling of the date or letters, or minor die cracks that are considered rare for this issue. Even in dirty or damaged condition, these anomalies are enough to place the coin in the upper echelons. Of collectible nickels, each surviving example is unique, and the story of its survival through circulation and handling adds to its historical and financial appeal. The emotional and historical appeal of this coin is also significant. Owning a 2007 P Jefferson nickel in dirty and bad condition is like holding a small piece of modern American monetary history. It represents decades of use, the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint, and the collector's ability to identify a hidden treasure in a seemingly ordinary coin. The rarity and value of this nickel highlight the depth and complexity of modern numismatics and remind collectors that even coins from the 21st century can be remarkable finds. In conclusion, the 2007 Jefferson nickel with P mint mark in dirty and bad condition is an extraordinary example of how modern coins can achieve remarkable collector value. With a market price exceeding $214,000, it demonstrates that rarity, historical significance, and unique minting features can elevate a coin far beyond its surface appearance. This nickel is more than pocket change. It is a collectible artifact, a connection to contemporary coinage history, and a testament to the enduring fascination and value of Jefferson nickels in the world of numismatics.